My process for soul alignment readings is to pull your human design, and then I call forward your soul energy, and I get an initial reading or impression of your energy. From there, I read through your chakras and the energy that each one of those is sharing, and then I conduct a reading with your Akashic Council. Now, what I have been finding to be so incredible is how all of these energies interplay and build upon each other. There was recently a request in the comments of one of my videos to connect the concept of starseeds with the concepts of human design. And as I pondered that relationship from different angles, a few thematic and key messages came through. So that is what I'm going to share with you in today's video. If you enjoy this content, give it a thumbs up, click on the subscribe and notification bell, and let's get into what I was pulling forwards for these key starseed human design interrelational plays of the energy. So first, let's talk about starseeds. Now, what's really interesting is up until recently, very recently, I've heard of starseeds. I've definitely had the messages flying around, but I really haven't connected to the different varieties of starseeds, nor my personal experience as a starseed, or really even digging into the different types of starseeds. So this isn't going to go into the specifics. This is kind of going into the general knowledge or awareness that I currently have about starseeds. So with that said, as far as I'm concerned, we are all starseeds in that we all originate from source energy. However, some souls have had more experiences, more lifetimes, and generally just feel a stronger connection with other galaxies, planets, timelines, dimensions, realms than Earth. And some starseeds, because again, we are all starseeds, have that connection to this planet, this timeline of Earth. So for those starseeds that identify with other dimensions, other timelines, other galaxies or planets, the general theme of this human experience is that of feeling disconnected and like they don't fit in. Like they don't quite fit. Like their energy just isn't quite landed here. So when I read someone's energy or a soul's energy, I can feel the energy of a starseed because it doesn't really feel connected to Earth. It is so excited when we leave our earthly plane and travel to the Akashic Records or to some other location. It'll usually express itself, that first impression, through a different vibration or a different density than that we're familiar with on Earth. And when it's time to disconnect and come back to this Earth plane, it does not want to come back. It does not want to land back in this physical body. I've also had the experience of reading energy that will show itself through how or where we travel to be a starseed. Instead of going to the Akashic Records, it might take me to some other location that is related to its natural, comfortable starseed home. And sometimes these starseeds will also take a seat at and with their Akashic Council. So they are part of their own council. So as much as I haven't fully dove into starseeds personally, one of the things that I know exists is that there are some shadow languages and some shadow histories, some shadow timelines of certain starseeds. And what I really want to emphasize here is that we are all infinite beings. We have all lived countless lives. Some of us have lived more countless lives than others, but in general, we have all lived countless lives. And throughout those lives and throughout those timelines, we all have inflicted harm upon others. We have all misused power, and we have all experienced harm at the hands of another. We have all been abused, and we have all been the abuser. And so even though there are some shadow language and some challenging histories of a number of starseed constellations and family groups, if you are in any way concerned about inflicting harm on another, even especially if you resonate with certain starseed constellations, your soul has evolved beyond that previous version or that parallel version, but you are not in that dimension now. The fact that you have a concern showcases the evolution of your soul. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to learn and evolve and grow over countless lifetimes. So you're doing it. You are doing your soul purpose. You are doing that mission of evolution no matter what, but especially if you identify as a starseed and you identify as one of the starseeds that might have a darker history or a darker connotation, and you have concern and fear about causing harm to another, your soul is evolving exactly as it intends to. It is those disconnected souls, the ones that haven't been doing the growth and the learning, that are likely to express that shadow side. When a soul is unaware of its impact, and that's really when I take a look at that immature soul, the soul that hasn't done the growth or hasn't even had the time to do the growth, that's when I take a look at it not being aware of the impact that it has on others. It's not out of intention or hate. It's because it doesn't have an awareness there. So please know that by evolving and bringing forward that awareness, your energy has evolved. Your energy has shifted. You are transmuting. You are living a different dimensional experience than that other version. Before I go too far off on a tangent on that and all of that, because I really could, let's jump into a little bit more of the human design starseed piece. So back on track we go. And the first component here is a starseed can express in a human form in any astrological sign, any Myers-Briggs assessment, any other type of personality assessment, and in any type of human design type, energy type, expression, defined, undefined, any of it can be true for any one of us and any starseed. When I'm reading starseed energy, one of the key messages that comes through as it relates to human design is to connect with the choices of this lifetime and this experience. So I'm gonna say it again, as hard as it might be to take in. Your soul chose this life, and it chose this energy for this experience. So again, any human design type can be a starseed. Given that when we are colloquially talking about starseeds, we're talking about the ones that don't have an earth affinity and don't feel connected to the earth or to this human form, we can use human design as a tool to help us better understand this physical experience and this physical expression, because human design is a very tangible and practical tool that talks about energy. Speaking of tangible and practical, What do I do with this information? Well, the message that came through was to use your human design as a tool to help you connect with this physical experience and experience and move through the themes of your open center. So the message for this is really to understand and bring awareness to your defined and undefined centers. And I am going to link down in the description box of this video, as well as at the end of this video, a couple of the videos that I talk about the centers and what they all mean. If you have any awareness of the chakra system, essentially it's very similar. There are a couple that have broke off and developed differently in the human design system, but really they are energy centers, and each energy center has a theme as well as a shadow. When an energy center is defined, that means that it is an expression that is core to who we are in this expression in this lifetime. And when a center is open or undefined, it means that it is an area for us to learn through the experiences of others. And what is so important about undefined centers is that we do not attach ourselves or our stories or our identity to those themes, because they are not core to who we are in this expression. We are here to experience through others' experiences. And so we need to clear those energies and move them through us instead of attaching and hanging on to them. So for starseeds, what can be really helpful is to bring that awareness into the physical experience of your defined centers and recognize and release the themes that come through your open centers. For many starseeds, what's really important is to embody more, so those defined centers that are from the throat down in the body, because it's so easy for starseeds to need to and want to escape versus being in the physical form. That said, I recently had a reading where the message that came through for that person was actually not to embody quite so much, because embodiment had a stuck in the mud kind of energy to it. So mostly as a generalization, I would say bring awareness into the physical body and the physical defined centers. But there are definitely instances where sometimes the message actually needs to be more esoteric, and that is where you might not have that general application of knowledge or of advice. So to wrap this all up, human design is a tangible and energetic tool to help us remember who we are and what our soul has specifically chosen this expression to come through and experience. I'm curious if this has brought up some more questions for you. Again, this video came out of a comment, so please do let me know down in the comment section if you have additional questions or additional themes, or if there's something in here that really landed for you. Leave them down below. And exactly what I say about human design applies here as well. Nothing is good or bad, nothing is right or wrong, and nothing is better than or worse than. This is just all useful information to help better connect with your soul and have the human experience your soul came here to have. If you want your own soul alignment reading, you can click on the link in the description box to book a session. If you find this information useful and you want more of it, give it a thumbs up, click on that subscribe button if you enjoy any of this content at all, and the notification bell so you know every time I post a new video. Also, share this content out to the people around you. You can tag me at @thesimplyca on Instagram, and I will see you in the next video or in the comment section or when you book a soul alignment reading. And have a great rest of your day.